You know what? Bruce Vilanch is a man of his word. I mean, I basically forced the issue, but the legendary writer was on ABC 7 at 7 last year ahead of a Divas roast, and we had this exchange.
But I wrote about it in a book, which is coming out next year, called It Seemed Like a Bad Idea at the Time. And it's about that show and a whole bunch of other TV specials I wrote in the 70s.
Oh, what a good idea for a book. Okay, more on that later. We have to have you on to talk about that when that comes out.
I got something else to plug.
True to his word, joining us live in studio today to plug that new book, It Seemed Like a Bad Idea at the Time, the worst TV shows in history and other things I wrote. It's Mr. Bruce Vilanch.
How do you do? Wow, wow. I'm blonder now.
Look at that.
Yeah, how do you like that?
But still showcing the T-shirts. That was a really good T-shirt. Tell me about this one.
This is Carol Burnett doing the Her Gone with the Wind parody, where she wears the dress that she made from the curtains. She saw it in the window and she had to have it.
One of the most classic TV moments.
It really is. It's great.
Now, like you, well, you were writing these TV shows. I was watching them, and as a kid, was really obsessed with television. I mean, that was the way that I got to see the world.
Sure.
And something that I really loved were TV specials.
Me too.
Right? And we don't really do those TV specials anymore.
No, varieties. It came back as competition. You know, I mean, so you think you can yodel.
Yeah.
You know, shows like that. I mean,
yes.
But I have a hard time watching because they're all talented people, and then you get to judge. You know, they've asked me to judge a few of them, but I don't want to judge anybody. So.
Yeah, well,
but that's variety television.
That's the new variety television.
They've taken variety and they've added a competition, which is, you know, Americans, we love competition.
Well, you point out, you're writing about variety TV and, you know, its greatness, its heyday. It was cheap for the networks.
Well, yeah, much cheaper than turning the lights on at Friends, which cost them $6 million a week just for them, the 6 people.
Yeah, I want to see someone from a sitcom and also someone from the news and also someone who is like a singer on a trapeze.
Well, that was Battle of the Network Stars.
Yeah.
I did that, and Circus of the Stars.
Circus of the Stars was insane.
Brilliant. It was absolutely brilliant.
It was the best, stupidest thing.
Oh, you get to see Raquel Welch swinging through the air, which is, you know, and of course she had her own flotation devices, so it was easy.
And these big stars did it. That was the other thing.
I mean, that was because it was a big plug. I mean, it was back in the day when there were 3 or 4 TV channels, and so it was always a large audience. Even if it was the smallest of the 4, you still had a large audience. You know, now it's all really fractionalized.
Bruce, I know your book is about bad TV, but in my mind, that doesn't exist. I think as the worse it is, the better.
Well, a lot of people have told me that these shows have now fallen into the so bad they're good category.
100%.
You know, that was not our, when we were doing them, we didn't think of that. Because anybody who tells you they remember the 70s wasn't there. Right. Because a lot of these were conceived in clouds of smoke.
Yes, they were.
There were a lot of people were not just half-baked, but completely baked and ready to be served.
All right, we can't talk about this without talking about Star Wars.
Well, the Star Wars Holiday Special is one of the gems.
It lives in infamy.
Because, you know, Star Wars lives.
Yeah,
I mean,
it exists.
We did the show. If we'd known 40 years ago that people were still going to be seeing Star Wars movies, we might have paid closer attention.
So when you talk about up in smoke, you know, that these writers' rooms were up in smoke, can you bring me back to the Star Wars Holiday Special and what that was like creating it?
Well, George Lucas created it, and he was about to start shooting The Empire Strikes Back, and he wanted to stir the pot with the Star Wars thing, but he didn't want to do another movie. He had that going on. So he had a bunch of stories, and he had one story left that he was going to develop, and he sold it to CBS as an original musical. Now, had he known anything about TV shows, he would have realized you can't have an original musical starring the Wookiees. The Wookiees look like me, and they speak, and that's "Hi, honey, I'm home." Yeah, exactly. So they can't sing, they can't dance, they can't cross the room without tripping over something. So we had to bring in a lot of guest stars to translate what the Wookiees were saying, because it was 1978 and you couldn't have subtitles. Now, you know, all those movies, now everything on TV is subtitled. So that was what George faced when he came down from Marin, from the ranch, and met the writers and said, and here's what it's going to be. And we all kind of looked at each other and said, well, that's not possible. You know, and after he got a whiff of what was happening, he hightailed it back to Skywalker Ranch. I mean, he wanted no part of it. And he spent 40 years trying to kill it, but the internet came in, and suddenly a whole new audience of people discovered it. And this was an audience of people who I call the Scientology of the nerds.
Yeah.
Because Star Wars is a religion to them. And they couldn't understand how George could commit this sacrilege. So they were very angry. And so he really had good reason to try and disappear it.
Well, the internet lives forever.
And so it goes on. It's
so
like
Star
the
Wars
Brady
Christmas.
Bunch. The Brady Bunch, right? That never went away either.
Well, the Brady Bunch was wonderful.
I know. Well, you were a kid.
I was watching
tell me-
reruns.
People tell me, "Oh, I love the Brady. I love the Star Wars special. I saw them when I was 8," and I thought, "Yeah, really. If I'd been 8, I probably, I probably would have." But I was eating instead. So.
You mentioned Marin a second ago, and we
Yeah.
can't talk about the Bay Area and the biggest stars and legends that we have produced without talking about the great Robin Williams.
Oh,
And I
yeah.
know that you worked with him. Do you have any Robin Williams stories to share
Well,
with us?
I did an article for Playboy, which is in the previous book I wrote, where Robin showed me his San Francisco, which was, pretty sordid. I mean, we spent a lot of time in the Haight, and this was years ago. And everywhere we went, of course, they knew him, and he was just on the whole time. You just had to push a button and Robin. But then when he didn't have to be on, he was this very sincere, very sweet, loving guy. And we did 9 comic relief specials with Billy and Whoopi,
Yeah.
and a bunch of other things. So here's who he really was. When he was a big movie star, he said, "I will do your movie if you will shoot it in San Francisco so I don't have to leave my kids." And as a result, they built a studio on Treasure Island.
I didn't know that.
Yeah, he shot a whole bunch of pictures up there. Patch Adams was shot there, and Bicentennial Man, and all these things that were shot in the Bay, just because this is movie star power, right?
Yeah, that is.
I mean, but it was such a good thing. He wanted to keep his family in San Francisco, and he wanted to keep. He wanted to, help boost the economy, pay back, because he started all of it here. He started by annoying people in Union Square as a mime, one of those people who comes up and give you the wind and all that stuff. And then he had to run because some of them would like duck. You have to come after him.
Sure.
But people don't really like mimes generally.
Well, it gets you physically fit and cat-like reflexes. So, why not?
That's why I never could make it as a mime.
Finally, I need to ask you about Bette Midler, because I know
Yeah.
that you've had this really decades long.
I know, forever. I mean,
Yeah,
when we think about it, how long we've been? 55 years.
Well, I mean, so many moments that we think of with Bette are because you were a part of it, right? I mean,
Yeah, yeah.
And I want to see something else from Bette. I want to see the TV do something else.
There will be a Hocus Pocus 3.
Hey.
They're working on it now at Disney. They're just trying to figure out how to bring in the old bags, because we've killed them off twice. Okay. Yeah, so...
Not the old bags, Bruce.
No, you can't. It may be an origin story. I don't know what it'll be, but Hocus Pocus 2 was a big hit on Disney Plus.
Sure was.
And but people were more interested in the old witches than they were in the teenage witches.
Yeah.
And so they're trying to figure out, well, what can we still do with the old witches?
Well, we need more Kathy Najimy in our lives.
Listen, absolutely.
Don't you agree?
Kathy Najimy on a broomstick is worth it all.
Since this is about bad TV, I do need to get from you, what is your favorite TV show now?
Oh, they're good ones. I have to say I love The Conners, because it's the only show that's an American show that's a blue-collar point of view, and it's about a family that's just trying to make it, and they all love each other, but they're all completely sarcastic with each other.
Yeah.
But the underpinning is of a real family, and it's very, very wittily written. I think it's really, really good. And it's on ABC, folks.
It sure is. It just ended its run, yeah. Bruce Vilanch, such a pleasure to have you in.
Thank you.
I want to let people know that he is going to be at a book signing and a conversation at sfoasis.com.
Right. Mark
That is
Rhodes
happening
presents
Tuesday night. Come
at
on,
the
Mark.
Oasis. Come on down to a disco
Thanks,
for a book
Bruce.
signing.
Yes.
Hey.